Really, this is all about the sort of more relaxed approach that Gareth Southgate has tried to introduce. Involving the players and the really something that really stands to change in the mindset. When I witnessed them, that sort of tense friction, the fact we've got Luke Shaw playing here, and the fact we're just coming to watch as well, perhaps a sort of harmonious camp as the FA would like to have.
Okay, good afternoon everyone and welcome to Blankenheim for this media conference with Luke Shaw. As ever, if we can keep it to 3 questions per person so we can get around plenty of you, that'd be great. Kobbie, do you want to get us started?
First of all, Luke, good to see you back on Saturday. What's the past 4 months been like for you, and what was it like to finally be playing again?
Yeah, no, the last 4 months have been really tough. I think obviously at the start I was expected to come back a lot sooner, but you know, I went through quite a few setbacks, to be honest, but I'm here now. Yeah, and it was really nice to get on the other night. I've been itching to get some minutes. It's been a long while, but yeah, no, really pleased that I was able to get on the pitch and get some minutes, and of course now hopefully get some more in the next game.
Do you think you're fit to start the next game? Could you play 90 minutes, 120 minutes?
Yeah, of course, I think I am. But obviously that's solely down to Gareth's decision on what he does. But how I feel, you know, I feel fit and I'm ready to go.
You've obviously got a close relationship with Gareth. He's come in for quite a bit of criticism. Do you think he gets the credit he deserves? And also, how grateful are you for the support that he's shown you personally?
Yeah, no, to be honest, I don't really understand the criticism. I think what he's done for the country, for us as players as well, and you know, I think he's really took us to the next level. I think no manager's really been as successful as him as what he's doing recently. I think it's now another semi-final, and for me and us as players, we love him. I think he's really good. He's exactly what we need, and for us, he always puts the players first, and you know, for that we're able to go out on the pitch and try to be at our best. And yeah, I think for me personally, I've got a lot to thank him for, because he showed a lot of faith and trust in picking me when, you know, he didn't have to, and for that I'll always be thankful. But for me now, I need to repay the faith that he's shown in me.
During your rehab out here, have you been in touch with Manchester United and Erik ten Hag, and what do you make of the news that he's staying at United and signing a new contract? Yeah, no, I think firstly it wasn't really a surprise. I think he was always going to sign. I think everyone's very pleased. I think you look at the last 2 years, he's had a trophy in each season. There's been a bit of success, and you know, I think there's definitely more to come. And yeah, like I said, I think everyone's very pleased with him staying. And yeah, I spoke to him a couple times, and also the medical staff. I think we've been very close this camp, because obviously what's been going on. So yeah, we've touched base quite a lot, to be honest, and I think they're in touch with England a lot too.
Okay, Faye, then Alex.
Hi Luke, nice to see you. Really good to see you back as well.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering how you've coped mentally with everything going on into the last 4 months, getting picked again for England, and then being able to get back on the pitch the other night.
I think mentally, I think the motivation was to help England, and to get back playing. I think for me at the start of this tournament, I believed we had a good opportunity, and believed that we would get far in the tournament. And for me, it was always about getting back fit and trying to help the team as much as I can. And thankfully I'm here now and I'm feeling really good, and hopefully I can get another opportunity to sort of repay the faith, like I said a minute ago about Gareth.
Can you just elaborate a bit more on how he's supported you over this? Because obviously selecting you, he called you a wild card pick at one point. How touch and go was it, and what was he saying to you throughout?
I think obviously before the squad got announced, I think obviously we had a plan. The plan was to come back around the second, third game. But unfortunately, things obviously didn't go as planned, and I had a little setback that pushed me back a game or so, which was unfortunate at the time. But him and Steve and the medical staff have been amazing, and mentally, of course, it's tough because sometimes you think, am I going to be okay? But they were really there for me, and I think not just Gareth and Steve, but the medical staff, they've been amazing with me, and I have a lot to thank them for.
How important is that man management that maybe we don't get to see, but behind the scenes?
Yeah, of course, it's massive, and I think personally he's one of the best at it. He knows exactly how to manage his players and what their needs are, and it's clear as day for me. Why the squad is how it is, and the real togetherness that we have inside that squad is really around what Gareth created, and is what helps us, dig deep in these games.
Thanks very much, Luke.
Get Alex then, Henry.
Hi, Luke. As you said, you've had to wait to play in the tournament. Has it been a strange tournament for you because of that wait time and having to do the training and watching the rest of the squad play?
Yeah, it's been strange. It's also been difficult as well. I think going to games, feeling the atmosphere, and not being able to put a shirt on or to get involved in anything was quite hard. But again, on the other side, that's what motivated me more to push and keep working as hard as I can to make sure that I was able to get back and feel the atmosphere in the games.
And how did you feel coming on in that game? Did you feel more pressure coming on at 1-0 down and so many people waiting for you to get back fit and get back on the pitch?
No, I didn't really feel anything, to be honest, at that moment. Of course, excited that I was coming back, but I think the main priority at that point was to help us get back in the game and do whatever I can to make us win that game and get through to the next round.
In the knockouts, England have got through in a couple of dramatic ways, penalties and Jude Bellingham's overhead kick getting you to extra time. What has it been like in the squad? Have you got more together? How is morale?
Yeah, I definitely think the last two wins have definitely brought the group more together. Like I said anyway, before we was a real close-knit squad, but I think these last two games it definitely brings you more close as a group, and it builds the resilience that we've been going through, and the togetherness is definitely even more now than it has been.
Luke, hi. Good luck Wednesday, first of all. When Trent's penalty went in, obviously everyone spilt down towards him, but you went over to the Swiss. Is that because you've been through adversity in your life? Because it was a very sporting gesture to do in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, of course. I think, like you just said then, that I've been in that situation before, in the Euros final, and I know how I felt, and for me it was the feeling that to go and console them, and because I've been in that situation, I know it's not nice, and I think for me it was more of a bit of a respect thing, and just to go say well done and all the best, really.
You played with Memphis Depay at United in 2015-16. United didn't really see the best of him, but what sort of threat could he pose to England? Yeah,
a massive threat. For me, I spent a bit of time with him. I played with him. I know what he's capable of. He's an unbelievable player, and I think he will be a big threat for them. But I think we've not got to focus on one player. I think their team is a very top team, a really good coach, and I think it's going to be a very, very tough game.
Can we go here then, Rob?
Hi, Luke. Alberto Rubio from Marca from Spain. Especially congratulations for your coming back last day.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about another coming back. Jude Bellingham came back to Dortmund. You know Jude for a long time from Euro 2020, from the World Cup. How do you see him, especially the progress that you have advertised in Jude in all this time?
Yeah, of course, the progress, it's been frightening, really. It's gone really well for him. I think as a young lad, when he first come in, I think you could see the talent that he had, the mentality he had, and it was only for me about him growing, staying humble and doing the right things, and he's done that. And for me, about Jude is that he thrives under pressure, and I think the more pressurised situations he's in, then the more he likes to step in and show he's one of the main men. And I think going back to Dortmund, I think he's going to really enjoy the moment, and it's a big one for him too.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Rob?
Hi, good luck for Wednesday.
Thanks.
You've been part of some of the lowest moments, 2014. This is the third semi-final under Gareth Southgate. What has been key to the transformation?
I think definitely the belief. I think we've got way more belief now than we ever have, and I think also the togetherness, and also it helps with the players that we've got now at our disposal. I think we've got world-class players all over the pitch, and I think it's now time. It's getting to the crunch end really about when them players will step up, and I think in these moments that's what you need, and I think everyone's really looking forward to another semi-final, and trying to reach another final.
And you talk about the talents amongst the squad, the fact that the victory was secured without Harry on the pitch, he'd come off. Is that something that's reassuring, the fact it's not reliant on him as captain?
Yeah, of course, but I think that shows the strength in depth. That you can replace one world-class player with another one, really, and I think that's what's really good. Everyone in training, the ones that are not playing, are still pushing as hard as they can because they know at any moment their chance can come. So everyone has to be ready and to be able to deliver on the pitch when called upon.
You spent so long just as a fan, effectively, not being able to get on the pitch here. What was it like watching those matches? Was it agonising? Did you fear the team was going out? And do you have that belief you can go all the way?
Yeah, no, it was tough. I felt more nervous watching, to be honest, than playing. It is quite tough. But yeah, of course, I never once thought that we was going to go out. I think you always have to believe right to the end. And good moments like Jude's one happens. But yeah, of course, I think we have to have belief. The belief's definitely building with the last two games. But it's down to us. It's down to us to deliver that on the pitch. I think game by game we've been getting better, definitely. Can still improve on a bit more, but I think it's coming to the crunch time now where we're feeling, and I feel like we're looking good.
Okay, we'll move on to the second round. I'll start with James, and then you said that.
Hi, Luke. Good luck on Wednesday.
Thanks.
I just want to ask you about Kobbie Mainoo. Could you just sort of talk a bit about his year? Because obviously you've seen it from behind the scenes at United, and then now with England. It seems like nothing phases him at all. I mean, just talk about that sort of growth he's had.
Yeah, no, the growth is scary, really. It's been really quick for him. Obviously, when I first saw Kobbie, I think he was in and out of the first team just training, but you could really see the qualities he had. And then obviously he come away pre-season. He was unfortunate. He got an injury, maybe set him back a bit, but it didn't stop him. I think his qualities have shown, and I don't see him as a young lad anymore. I think he's one of our main players. For me, he's got the world at his feet. He can do everything. He just needs to stay level-headed, keep working hard, and like I said, the world's his oyster, and he can honestly achieve anything.
Because there was a lot of talk about the midfield balance and sort of early on in the tournament, but he seems to sort of be quietly solving that problem. Have you been surprised at all about just how easily he seems to have taken to this level?
No, because I think he did that at Manchester. He come out of nowhere, and he took it at an ease, so it hasn't surprised me really. I think everyone knows his qualities. It was just about getting him in the team, and I think once he got in the team, I think everyone knows that he's going to show his qualities and how important he can be for the team. So, you know, that's a big clap on his back really, to say to him that what he's done is really good, and he needs to just keep that level up.
And just on yourself, I mean, when the squad was announced, given the fitness situation that you were experiencing at the time, were you surprised to be the only recognised left back that was named in that original sort of 26?
The first squad, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know really. Maybe a little bit, but I think I also know how good of a job Kieran Trippier could do anyway. So at left back, so I think I sort of seen him as a left back cover anyway. So, you know, there was a little bit of a surprise, but yeah, not too much.
And you mentioned the setback you had, presumably out here, was that? I mean, at that moment, did you think maybe you'd missed the whole tournament?
Yeah, I think so. I think purely because of what I've been through. And, you know, I worked so hard to get to that place where I was at, and then something like that to happen. Yeah, I was, of course, worried. But, yeah, no, I think I had a scan and stuff, and it wasn't too bad. So it was only a minor one. So, you know, I knew that there was still opportunity to come back and play later on in the tournament.
Can you tell us what actually happened? Was it just in training?
Nah, it was just in training. I actually overstretched, to be honest. So, yeah, it was something like that, but it was only minor, and I'm here now, so I'm happy.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
Hi, Luke. Matthijs Westraat, NOS Dutch Television. About the Dutch game, in your eyes, what do you think are their vulnerabilities?
To be honest, I don't think they've got any.
Really?
Like I said, I think they're a really good team. They're really well coached. But in my eyes, we just have to focus on what we got to do. And yeah, that's that.
How happy were you with this draw if you compare the Dutch with France and Spain?
I think the draw doesn't matter. I think we're confident whoever we're playing against. So whatever game comes, we just have to focus on that, and that's that really. We haven't focused too much on the other side, on who we're going to play. It's just game by game, making sure that we're winning these games.
I just heard you mention that you're in touch with Erik ten Hag. Did he give you any advice about dealing with this job on Wednesday?
No, he didn't. But he sent me a little cheeky message about the game. So it was funny. And
what was it?
No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
We'll ask him.
Yeah, ask him.
Question, Alex? Yeah.
Hi, Luke. I just have one question. 3 quarterfinals went into extra time in the last days. What is your opinion about that? I mean, in the Copa America, if there's no winner after 90 minutes, they directly go through penalty shootout. What would you prefer? I mean, with extra time, people get more football, indeed. But maybe without extra time, it's better for your body as a football player. What are your thoughts about that? Thank you.
I don't know, really. I think for me, growing up as a young kid, I think I've always known that. I've always known extra time, and for me, I think, you know, that's all I know, and for me, that's how it should be, really. I think going straight into penalties is obviously what they decided. I think they decided it quite late on, but I like extra time.
Simon Peach.
Hi, Luke. Good luck.
Thank you.
What are you expecting from the Dutch? And about Weghorst, he's been a game changer for them, and obviously you know him well from Manchester United. So what are you expecting from him?
Yeah, of course. You know, he's a very strong opponent in and around the box. I think Jules in the air, he's very strong. He's a very hard worker. He's obviously not been starting at the moment, but he's been coming on and making a real impact. And I think obviously that's something we'll look at. And obviously if Gareth or the team want anything from me, then, you know, I'm happy to help with that. But yeah, we're expecting a very tough test, not just from him, but from their whole team.
You mentioned Erik ten Hag's deal earlier. You're the longest serving player at the club now. You just celebrated 10 years at the club. Are you confident that things are going on an upward trajectory now?
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about Manchester, but I definitely think it's in the right place now. I think definitely with the boss signing a new contract and the new owners that are now coming in to take place, I think things are looking really positive. There's a big buzz around the place, and I can definitely now see things getting much better than they have been, yeah. Like I said, it's going to be a real tough game. It's a semi-final, a big game. Both teams want to win, so yeah, I think you're gonna see all three of them combined. But I'm sure it will be a really good game.
Second and last question. A lot has been said about the style of England. Is it attractive enough? Do you think you could be the missing link for playing more attractive football?
I don't know. It's a tough one to answer that. I think the most important thing is to win games. Winning games and getting through to the next round is for me the most important thing. Whether you play good or bad football, the most important thing is winning games. And at the moment we're doing that. We're winning games. Of course, I would like to think that I can help the team when I come back in it. But yeah, like I said, I think the most important thing is winning. And at the moment, whether people like it or not, the way we're playing, how the team are playing, for us, we're in the semi-finals. That's all that matters.
Thank you. Gentlemen, stand up.
Hi. Here, two questions. Cadena Ser from Spain Radio. Semi-finals with England, with Holland, with France and Spain. Which team do you think is the most powerful team so far in this Euro?
I think you can pick any four of them. I think all the teams that are left have shown what sort of qualities they have. But I think, like I said, there's no way we can focus on other teams and think of, their chances. I think we just got to focus on ourselves and deliver on the pitch on Wednesday night.
And if England wins the Euro, do you think that Bellingham deserves to win the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, of course. He's had an unbelievable season. I think he's won Champions League and La Liga. So, adding the Euros to that list wouldn't be a bad year. So, why not?
Okay, Steve Scott.
Hi, Luke. Good luck Wednesday. Wednesday's referee has a history with Jude. Jude was fined for pointing out that he was a match fixer. Is that an uncomfortable situation, do you think?
No, not at all. I think we have to respect UEFA on whoever they decide to pick as the ref. That won't change anything about us. I think we still just focus on the game in hand. Not too much about what refs we've been given or this and that. So for us, it won't make any difference.
Have you ever played in a game where you think for one reason or whatever, the referee has got it in for you and you've changed the way you played as a result?
No, I think not really. I think sometimes in the heated moment, you get angry in games and you might think that, but no. And like I said, look, whatever ref's been picked. We just have to be ready and not focus about that.
Thanks, Stephen. Back to Dan Rowan.
Thank you. Luke, best of luck on Wednesday. You scored that memorable goal to put England up in the Euros final last time round before what happened. Given that, how much do you think about the opportunity you've got here to get through to another final and put that right? How much of a motivator is that memory?
Yeah, of course the motivation is massive. Yeah, I think I remember the feelings after that game. It was, in my opinion, the worst I've ever felt. So yeah, of course the motivation is very high. But of course we're not there yet in the final. We've still got one massive game against a very top opposition. But yeah, of course the hunger and the motivation is at its highest, and yeah, we're ready.
Okay,
thank you.
Apologies to those queued up. We ran out of time in the live section, so I'm going to have to miss some of you out, but we will move on to short